A 10-kilometer object is coming your way at 70,000 kilometers per hour. You have 6 months, maybe less. NASA just confirmed inevitable impact. Latitude 23S, Atlantic Ocean. Energy equivalent to 100 million megatons. That's approximately 10 billion Hiroshimas entering the atmosphere at once. The sky will look like God lighting a match in Earth's gas tank. And you're reading this. Which means two things. First, you still have time. Second, you're stupid enough to think you can survive. Perfect. Me too. Let's do this together, but I won't lie. There's a trick in the middle of all this that most people don't even imagine. I'll tell you later. For now, focus on not dying in the first 5 minutes. So hit that subscribe button before the space rock hits the delete civilization button. Because if this works, you'll want to know what to do after. Oh, and Comet's still alive when you finish reading. Let's see how many make it to the end. Now take a deep breath, because the clock has already started. Let's start with the obvious. You're not going to stop the comet. You're not a movie hero. You're not going to blow anything up in space. Bruce Willis died, in the movie and in real life, so forget it. Your job now is different. Survive what comes after the impact. And what comes after? First, the shock wave. An atmospheric tsunami of pressure and heat traveling at 2,000 kilometers per hour. If you're less than 500 kilometers from the impact point, you'll turn into vapor before you feel fear. Your atoms will mix with the air. Poetic, but useless. Then, the actual tsunamis. 300-meter waves sweeping coastlines, entire cities swallowed in minutes. Miami, Rio, Lisbon, everything becomes ocean floor. Then, the dust cloud. Trillions of tons of pulverized rock blocking the sun. Instant nuclear winter. Global temperature drops 15 C in weeks. Crops die. Food chains collapse. Then, hunger. Violence. Social collapse. And you, in the middle of it, trying not to die from cold, hunger, or bullets. Here's the DIY part. Get a map. Mark the impact point South Atlantic, according to our premise. Draw a 1,000-kilometer circle around it. If you're inside, change plans. You won't survive. Outside. Great. Now draw another circle, 3,000 kilometers. This is your secondary risk zone. Indirect tsunamis, debris rain, forest fires caused by secondary meteors. Your mission, be outside this zone and have a bunker before impact. Simple, right? Of course not. But if it were easy, it wouldn't be fun. Visual metaphor, imagine the comet as a cosmic wrecking ball. Now imagine the planet is made of glass, and you're inside the glass house, wearing a blindfold, holding a cup of coffee. What can kill you here? Denial, standing still, thinking someone will solve this. Nobody will. You're alone, always have been. The truth, the first step isn't building anything. It's accepting that everything you know will end, and that you won't. Location is everything. There's no point having supplies, weapons, seeds, and water filters if you choose the wrong place, and the wrong place includes coasts, big cities, low-altitude areas, earthquake-prone regions, volcanoes, or places where desperate humans will show up in hordes. Trying to eat your reserves, you need altitude, isolation, and solid geology. Here's the checklist. Minimum altitude of 500 meters above sea level. Tsunamis will rise, a lot. And water isn't the only problem. The mud, the debris, the floating corpses carrying diseases. Altitude protects you from all of this. Far from urban centers at least 200 kilometers. When food runs out, cities become war zones. Gangs. Militias. Cannibalism isn't an exaggeration, it's basic sociology under extreme pressure. Stable geology, avoid seismic areas, tectonic faults, dormant volcanoes. The impact will cause global earthquakes, magnitude 9+, if the ground beneath you is unstable. You'll be buried alive. Access to underground fresh water, rivers and lakes will dry up or be contaminated. You need a deep well, 50 meters or more. Arable soil. Eventually, the dust will settle. It might take years, but when it does, you'll need to plant. Fertile soil is future life. Here's the part almost nobody thinks about. You won't build a bunker alone, not in 6 months. So, forget the reinforced concrete plans and ventilation systems you saw on YouTube. You're going to adapt something that already exists. Realistic options. Abandoned mines, already underground, already have structure. You just need to seal entrances. Install basic ventilation and stock supplies. Old farmhouse basements, reinforce with sandbags, wood, and tarp. Dig deeper if possible. Buried steel containers. Buy 2 to 3 12-meter containers. Bury them in an L shape. Cover with 2 meters of earth. Connect with ventilation pipes. Activated carbon filters are essential. Visual metaphor. Think of the bunker as a terrestrial submarine, sealed, pressurized, protected. If one drop of radiation, toxic dust, or superheated air gets in, you sink. What can kill you? Inadequate ventilation. You'll die suffocated or poisoned by CO, or worse, carbon monoxide if you use fuel heating without proper exhaust. Slow death, sleepy, painless, but final, practical instruction. Buy CO and CO meters. Install alarms. Test your ventilation before impact. Spend an entire night inside the bunker with the entrance sealed. If you wake up with a headache, nausea, or dizziness, fix it now, because after the impact, there will be no second chance. Oh, and that thing I mentioned at the beginning. It has to do with what you'll eat after supplies run out. It's not pleasant, but it works. I'll tell you in step 5. For now, find your hole and pray it's deep enough. Radiation, toxic dust, toxic gas, extreme heat, extreme cold, desperate people with knives. The comet impact doesn't kill you directly unless you're stupid enough to keep watching. Don't watch. Seriously. The initial flash is brighter than 1,000 suns. Your eyes would literally melt in their sockets. But if you're in the bunker, the problem isn't the flash. It's what comes after. Atmospheric dust. Microscopic particles of rock, metal, silicon, suspended in air, breathable. They enter the lungs. Cause silicosis, same thing that kills miners. Without treatment, you slowly suffocate. Years of coughing until death. Practical solution. N95 or P100 masks. Stock to 100 per person. Change every 8 hours of continuous use. HEPA filters and bunker ventilation. Multiple layers. First course filter removes large debris. Second activated carbon filter removes toxic gases. Third HEPA removes fine particles. Improvised decontamination room. Plastic tarp. To chambers. You enter through the first. Remove contaminated clothes. Throw in sealed bag. Move to second chamber. Shower or at least clean yourself with damp cloth. Only then enter main bunker. Cross-contamination kills. Radiation. Yes, radiation. Not from the comet directly, but from nuclear reactors that will melt when the power grid collapses. Fukushima, Chernobyl, only on a global scale. Winds will carry radioactive isotopes across entire continents. Practical solution. Earth walls. 2 meters of compacted soil blocks 99% of gamma radiation. You're already buried, right? Right. Geiger counter. Buy one. Learn to use it. If the reading goes above 0.5 microsieverts hour, you don't leave the bunker. Simple as that. Potassium iodide protects the thyroid from radioactive iodine. Dose 130 milligrams per adult, once a day. While there's risk of exposure, buy bottles. Don't wait. Temperature. Here's the part that catches everyone by surprise. Day 1 post-impact, 40 Celsius heat from dissipating shockwave. Day 30, 5 Celsius dust blocking the sun. Day 90, minus 10 Celsius nuclear winter installed. You need thermal insulation, rock wool, styrofoam, thermal blankets lining all interior walls. Heating. Wood stove with sealed chimney plus filter on outlet. Stock to tons of firewood, or more, much more. Thermal clothing. Layers. Wool, not cotton, gets wet and kills. Wool keeps warm even when wet. And the people. Oh yes, other humans. The most dangerous predator in the first months. There will be looting, gangs, armed groups looking for food if they discover your bunker. You have 3 options. Fight, negotiate, die. Practical solution. Total camouflage. Your bunker can't look like a bunker. Cover with vegetation, debris, nothing that draws attention. Weaponry, firearms, ammunition, knives. If you're against violence, great, but in the apocalypse, pacifism is a luxury. You decide. Your ethics or your life. Silence protocol. No external fires. No noise. Nothing that signals human presence. Visual metaphor. You're a rabbit. And the world outside became a hunting ground. Rabbits that hide survive. Rabbits that jump announcing I'm here become dinner. What can kill you? Misapplied compassion. Someone knocks on the door, asking for help. You open. They enter. Kill you. Take everything. It happens. Always happens. Be human, but be smart, because dead, you help no one. You made it this far. Congratulations. So subscribe now, because what comes next is the difference between surviving 2 years or 20. 6 months after impact, your supplies are at half. 1 year later, almost gone. And now, here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You're going to have to produce food in the dark, because the sun won't return anytime soon. And when it does, it'll be weak. Insufficient for traditional agriculture, but there's a way. Option 1. Fungi mushrooms don't need light. They need moisture, organic matter, and controlled temperature. Practical instruction. Buy now. Spores of edible mushrooms shiitake, oyster. Button. They come in sterilized syringes. Last year's if refrigerated. Substrate. Sawdust, straw, shredded paper. Mix with water. Sterilize by boiling for 1 hour. Let cool. Inoculate with spores. Seal in plastic bags or plastic boxes. Store in dark, humid environment. 70 to 80% humidity. 15 to 20 C. In 3 to 4 weeks. Harvest. 500 grams of fresh mushrooms per box. Protein, fiber, B vitamins. Repeat, infinitely. Option 2. Underground hydroponics with artificial light. If you have solar panels plus batteries, you have limited electricity. Use wisely. Practical instruction. Build simple hydroponic system. PVC pipes, water pump. Nutrient solution NPK by concentrated powder. Grow LEDs. Don't need many. 4 to 650 watt. Lamps covered a square meters area. Plant, lettuce, arugula, spinach. Grow fast 30 days. High return. Avoid tomatoes. Peppers take 90 days. Waste energy. Option 3. Insects. Here's the trick. The trick I mentioned way back at the beginning. Crickets. You're going to breed crickets and you're going to eat them. Don't make that face. Listen. Crickets are 72% pure protein, meat as 20 to 25%. Reproduce absurdly fast. One couple becomes 500 in a month. Eat almost anything. Vegetable scraps, wheat bran, paper. Occupy minimal space. Stacked plastic boxes. 1 square meter produces the kilograms of protein per month. Practical instruction. Buy live crickets now. Pet stores. Reptile food. 100 individuals to start. Large plastic boxes. Drill lids for ventilation. Line with cardboard they like to hide. Feeding. Wheat bran. Grated carrot. Potato. Moisture. Water spray every 2 days. Don't soak. Temperature. 25-30 Celsius if bunker is colder. Improvise localized heating. Harvest. After 6 weeks. Adult crickets. Freeze for 24 hours. Quick death. Dry in oven 70 C to H. Grind into powder. Result. Cricket powder. Add to soups, breads, porridges. No strong taste. Pure protein. And you never run out of food. Visual metaphor. Your bunker becomes an underground farm. You're a farmer of the future. And your livestock has 6 legs. What can kill you? Disgust, cultural prejudice, idiotic pride. You'll have to choose. Eat insects or starve. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And here's the ironic part. You'll get used to it. In 3 months, you won't even think about it anymore. It's just food, source of life. And when the stocks run out, and they will run out, while others waste away, you'll be healthy, strong, alive, because you made the choice nobody wants to make, but that works. So you did it. Read for 1,000 words about how not to die when a acidicized rock falls from the sky. And now you know. Know that location matters. That ventilation matters. That mushrooms and crickets can save your life. That misapplied compassion kills you. That leaving too early kills you. That staying too long drives you crazy. Know that survival isn't a movie. It's work. Tedious, scary, lonely, but possible. Here are all the open loops closed. The trick, crickets. Always were crickets. The biggest risk, you. Your hesitation. Your pride. Your denial. The hardest part. It's not the bunker. It's not the food. It's waking up every day in a dead world and deciding to continue. And what about the comet? Well, maybe it'll never come. Probably won't. The chance is statistically low. But if it does come, you're ready. Because you read this. Because you thought about it. Because while others laughed, you took notes. While others forgot, you planned. And when the lights go out, literally and metaphorically, you'll be in the dark with a flashlight, a mask, a bag of rice, and a box of crickets. Ridiculous maybe, but alive. Last sentence. The apocalypse doesn't kill who's prepared. It kills who laughs at who is still alive. Comment below. Claude Euma e pod cometer arrows. Por favor, verificas respostas. Sonnet 4.5.